going to put that towards the glitch showcase as well, so that one gets done. Because people are like not specifying, so I'm just assigning them in linear order.
Sounds good.
Great, that's lovely.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Dude, amazing.
Well, I was gonna do the speech about like, hey, yo, there's this game land incentive, and you know, you have until the end of the run to meet it, but nah, we good. Thank you.
Doing good enough.
Yep. All right. Well, in that case, I'm ready whenever. Should I give you a countdown?
Yep, go for it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright everybody, this is Sonic Colors. Good old modern Sonic game with a nice mix of 3D and 2D action. And of course, with modern Sonic I have a nice set of moves to my availability. Got just your normal, you know, run and jump. And I got a double jump in this game. I got a stomp, got a slide, got a homing attack. I got a boosting into robots, but yeah, I also of course have the good old boost system, which is the key mechanic of the modern Sonic games. Now, boost is a bit more scarce in this game than it is in other games, but thanks to the category I'm running, that does help a bit. Normally, whenever you start a stage, you start with 0 boost, but in X Shuttle, the boost actually carries over between stages. And X Shuttle is basically just a challenge mode that goes through every stage in the game, while cutting out all of the downtime, map movement, cutscenes, stuff like that, score screens even. Also, I'm not just switching those rails for the hell of it. I'm actually preserving my momentum by doing it. It's pretty neat. Alright. Other than that, you also saw me use another defining mechanic of this game in particular, which is the Wisps, which are awesome little power-ups that I can use to get around. Normally you have to unlock them throughout the story. In X Shuttle you already have all of them unlocked, which is quite nicely. So this is pretty much the fastest the game will go ever. Finish it off with a nice in-game timer, and X Shuttle is pretty much the ideal speedrunning mode. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'll be going over what every Wisp does in due time. Let's start with laser, since I'm about to use it. Oh boy, I would use it if I could not hit the spikes first, or the drill first. There we go. But yeah, laser just shoots you in a direction at an insane speed. And in 2D you can aim it up and down, in 3D you can aim it left and right. And you can also hit these little diamonds that are spread throughout some stages, which will redirect your laser in a certain way. Some of them will be coming up later in this stage, but first I need to get there. And I also want to preserve my laser that I am about to pick up here. Normally you're supposed to use it to get over to the other side, but with a nice boost jump and whatnot, I can make it over here without having to use my laser. Which means I can use it here, send it into the little redirecting diamonds, and there we go. Forget to use the other laser. And take some stairs. Heck yeah, stairs. Now here we have drill. You drill through the ground, you drill faster with B, and you can redirect using these pipes. There you go, that's drill. Ugh. Lacking a bit of boost here. Bit of a sloppy Act 3. But the time loss you can get in Tropical Resort is really only minimal. No big deal. Just laser to get up here. And up here. There we go. So this game has several worlds, 6 worlds and a half, I would say. Every full world has 6 stages and then a boss. Some of the stages are rather short, like this one, and some of them also reuse parts of other stages, so that they didn't have to make as many stages, just put different assets in them. So thanks for good luck, guys. Here we're gonna have another Wisp, namely good old Spike. Spike unlocks Sonic's spin dash ability. It also lets him cling through floors and walls and everything and ceilings and whatnot. And it also has quite a lot of momentum to it when you do the spin dash, so if you jump at the right time, you can conserve all of that momentum for a nice jump. Get over a bunch of gaps. Use these balloons to bounce up there, and a laser to get to the end. There we go. Now you will probably hear me complain about spikes at some point, because the Spike Wisp is quite, you know, it's a bit moody. Let's put it like that. If you use it in the wrong place, on the wrong surface, it can very easily just go into the direction you don't want it to go, or you know, not move at all. Get stuck on something. That's kind of what it does. It's useful, but it's a pain in the ass. Now here we have the boss. He's already dead by now. Supposed to hit him 3 times, but every boss has like a special wisp in them that does extra damage. In this case, it does 2 hits instead of 1, so you just hit him once, grab the laser, shoot the laser in his face, and bam, boss is done. Bosses in this game are kind of literally free. Which works for me, because bosses are not usually my favorite part of Sonic games. But having them be this free in the run is rather nice. Don't have to worry about them. Don't have to worry about Draco shouting "get good at bosses" at me either. Anyway, we're on to the second world, Sweet Mountain. Here you can see we also have various amounts of other 3D areas. You have the normal 3D areas, just free roaming, then you have the drift ones, like just now. Often drifting is not actually preferable, you just want to turn as fast as possible by tapping drift repeatedly. And then there's also quick step sections, which we'll see at the start of the next stage. Gonna take those tubes and then try to skip the spring right here. There we go. Springs are slow. Now at this place in the stage, there is going to be a ramp. And that ramp will slow me down and force me to do a quick time event, which is literally just pressing A. It's all very slow and, you know, unnecessary. But if I were to take the pulley up to that little tunnel, then I would not be able to jump at all off of the rail. It would just lock me onto it, and I would go straight into the ramp. So instead I bounced on the robot to get up to the tunnel, which gave me the ability to jump and not hit the ramp at all. So here we have the little quick step section. It's just divided into lanes. Quick step between them. Nothing out of the ordinary, another drift section. And here I will actually have to take one of those ramps. I'm only gonna hit it once, which will take me to the rail. And... ah, dang. I was gonna try to not hit that booster, which locks me to the rail, so that I could try a skip. Fortunately, I mistimed my jump. So I'm just gonna have to go through the stage normally. Well, as normally as possible, really. Still skipped a little fight there by doing a good jump off of the ramp and hitting the spring early. And I just take the drill to the end. Fortunately, missing the skip there only wastes like 10 seconds. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, those ramps that I was talking about, they take you to different places depending on how many times you press the A button. In that case, I either had to press it once or the full amount of times in order to get to the rail, otherwise I would just be sent to the bottom path, which is not exactly preferable. So of course you do it once. Also, this is Rocket. Rocket has a slow build up, then it goes up, as rockets tend to do. And there you go, that's Rocket. Very exciting wisp. I'm gonna actually do a little bit of a drift here, time my jump correctly, which will give me just enough height in order to target that spring and skip the rail, because taking the rail slow. and we like to go fast. And that's Act 3 done already. Straight into Act 4, the first really big break in the run. Because this stage is very slow, full of elevators, but if I do things properly I can skip the entirety of it, because I am going to be able to bring my 3D physics into a 2D area. Which will of course allow me to bypass a lot of things. In order to do that I first need to skip a really big trigger for this loop. There we go. Get up here. Grab another laser. As I go down. Shoot it up. And there we go, that's the goal ring right there. 3D and 2D. Of course, I can't actually manually aim the laser up while I'm in 3D, so I had to use the loop in order to aim myself upwards. And what's funny is that normally that stage is supposed to be entirely 2D, but it is two different 2D sections, which are connected by a loop and a laser path. And for the laser path to travel between the two 2D sections, it needs to travel in 3D at some point. So using that little bit of 3D, I can actually break the entire stage. Need a bit of extra boost, so I'm gonna pick that up. So I can get up here. Just like that, we're already getting to the final act of Sweet Mountain, followed by the boss. This is one of those stages where you can see just how useful, or if it's gonna screw me over, useless Spike Wisp can be. There we go. Just got stuck on something absolutely awesome, but it is also quite useful with these really big jumps. There we go. That was fine. Now here we have the boss. This boss consists of a ship section and a section where I can actually attack him on the ground. Normally you have to go through both of them 3 times. And then while you're on the ground you have to homing attack the robot 3 times, but by picking up the drill on the ship and using it right here, drilling him right in the butt, I only have to hit him once while he's on the ground, and I only have to go through the entire thing 2 times. Now these drill wisps are in very specific bullets, so I gotta make sure I destroy the right ones. Alright. Kind of mistimed my drill usage there, so I wasn't actually able to drill into the ground yet. Just kind of left. And then I'm gonna start talking about the next stage, because the next stage is quite something. It is absolutely filled with automated running sections, which every one of them is different. This very first one, for instance, I can't do anything to speed it up, and then afterwards there's a automated running section with like guys shooting at me, and during that one I actually need to air dash in order to go the fastest I possibly can. Like right here. And then right at the end of this, I am actually going to be trying to skip in the next automated running section while still landing on the path, because that automated running section also locks my ability to jump, and I kind of want to jump. Alright, managed to skip the automated run section. Do need to boost, otherwise I will fall off those loops. Do a nice jump there. And there we go, very nice. Made it up to the next automated running path. But yeah, like I said, you have to get close enough to the path in order to actually spawn it while missing the trigger that causes the automated running. And then right at the end of the path, you gotta make sure not to hit the very edge of it, because otherwise you will get sent into a 2D section on the inside of the ship, which is wasting about 20 seconds. But I skipped all of that. And now I'm just gonna kinda, run here quick steps. If there's any donations, that would be a pretty good time.
Nothing new seemingly, but like donations sometimes take a while to process. They tend to come in packs, I've noticed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know what's up with that. But if we got some spare time, the Iron Boots ending for Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is about $10 away from being fulfilled. That's supposed to be really funny. I'm not well versed in the specifics of Twilight Princess.
I can vouch for the Iron Boots ending.
There you go, the man himself says it. And also, we have many bid wars for that game, and it's the longest game in the marathon by like a mile. So if you donate for like the name of Link and Epona, you'll get your money's worth because it will be up there for a really long time.
Yep.
But beyond that, the ongoing large goal, the freedom. Oh,
is it any percent?
Yes.
Then they will not be there for a really long time.
It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, no. There's a glitch in there, and that kind of overwrites your save to the default names at some point. But it will be in there for a little bit.
Well, no one tells me these things.
Yeah.
That undermines the shit.
But yeah, they will be used for a little while, but they'll be over.
They will be used for time.
For time.
Allow me to amend.
Yeah.
Not necessarily long time. We do not love you long time on this stream. We only love you for time.
Exactly. Anyway, we made quick work at the stage with Spike, and earlier I also saw another cube, another wisp called Cube Wisp, and that was the only use of it you're gonna see if I do things properly. Because really it doesn't have too many uses, despite being the best wisp for being blue. But all it does is it turns cube rings into cube blocks and vice versa. Making for some nice platforming sections and puzzles, I suppose, but yeah, that's all it really does. But yeah, the Iron Boots ending in Twilight Princess is pretty funny.
I kind of want to see it now, because like, what is this mythical Iron Boots ending? Donate for it so I can see it, because I don't know. You think I would know because I put it in? No, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to say anything about it.
Yeah, because they don't spoil it for me. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm interested now. So if I want to see it, I can just put $10 in.
Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't call it like $500 worthy or something, but since it's only $10 away, like, heck yeah. Worth. Anyway, we had a bouncing stage. It was not very interesting. Oh boy. Here we have one where we have these little orbs shooting green stuff at me. I kind of got hacked. Was a bit too slow there. Otherwise you can make it past that one with a little bit of damage boost. But everything is fine. We did not die. And like that we have another automated running section. Starlight Carnival is kind of like the downtime part of the run. Funnily enough, for this one you do actually have to hold forward in order to go the fastest you optimally can. You can do like a nice little ramp jump right there though. Space jump. And no, Polly. That's a lie. No one's mother. Ah! There we go. Automated running done. We have a little bit of a diving section here. Can grab up more boost wisps if I didn't have enough boost yet. But yeah, that's like the main way in order to get boost in this game. You get them from those white wisps that can either drop from capsules that are in specific places, entirely fixed, or very specific robots. The places where you get the boost are always the same now. Anyway, there we have Hover Wisp. As you can imagine, it makes you hover. It also gives Sonic his light dash ability back, so he can like light dash along trails of rings. And while he does that, the hover meter does not deplete, which is quite nice. And because of that, I can, of course, get really high up here without losing hover meter here. But if I actually mash the button repeatedly as well, then I activate this effect over and over, getting me more usage out of my hover, allowing me to get up there. And there we go, very nice Act 5. Almost done with Starlight Carnival, don't you worry, and then we're getting into the really good part of the run, IMO. Wisp, Aquarium Park, and Asteroid Coaster are good fun. Very exciting. Alright, right here, I don't really need to mash much, just need some good light dashes in order to get to where I need to go. A little bit of mashing here. Make sure I don't hit the spikes at the top there. And then I don't really feel like using another hover because it's a bit slow. So I'm just gonna bounce on that enemy, do a wall jump, and there we go. Attack all the way up there. Boss time! Alright, this boss I do actually have to hit quite a lot of times. And specific spots as well for the strategy. First 10 times in the center. Trying to time my homing attacks out rather than mashing, or to make it just a little bit faster. I'm gonna pick up the laser. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 more hits, and then for the 10th hit, after which he goes invulnerable, I am instantly using laser. The laser does 16 homing attacks worth of damage, so missing a laser can be quite punishing. But it does speed up the fight a bunch. Another laser. Now I need him to go to one of the sides because his center is too damaged in order to do another 9 hits, which is what I need to do. Fortunately, the engines can take a total of 12 hits, so that's why I left both of them intact rather than attacking one of them early. Gives me the most amount of chance that I'll be able to finish him off quickly. The path he chooses is a bit random. It can either choose one of the 3 paths or the specific path that you are on, so in order to kind of optimize my chances, I do go to one of the sides, but as you saw there, he chose the center path anyway. All you can do is improve your odds. You can't make it consistent, unfortunately. But even if he only goes through this outside path the second time, it's just a small time loss, no big deal. Anyway, Blend Wisp. This is normally the stage where you unlock the Spike Wisp. So we're gonna be seeing a little bit of spike usage in a bit. Other than that, just trying to avoid some of these boosters, because as is quite common in Sonic games, boosters usually don't so much speed you up as much as they manage your speed. Like put it at a set value, and if we're already going faster than that, we really do not need the speed boosts at all, because they're not going to be speed boosts. But yeah, there you saw the full ramp of compliments for just pressing A. Makes me feel really good about myself. Very nice of the game to do that. A little bit of a quick step section here. Boosting doesn't actually speed me up here, but it does get rid of the enemies, so that's quite nice, and the game gives you plenty of boost to work with there. Almost every enemy on that section gives you boost. And then right at the end here, we have a little mace for the Spike Wisp, but of course, since Spike can just go on ceilings, we're gonna take the other way around. Instead of going from the back. Alright, this can be a bit of a funky stage. There is a skip here, it's quite tricky. Only saves 5 seconds, so no big deal if I miss it, but yeah, let's give it a go. There we go, got it. And then there we go. Get back in. Alright. So how that clip out works is there is a loop down there which gives the stage multiple layers of 2D sections, and by stomping in a specific spot I kind of trick the game into thinking I'm on one 2D layer, whereas I'm actually on the other, allowing me to phase through that wall. And then with a well-timed homing attack, I can clip back inside using that robot. I lost all the time I gained by doing that skip later to missing a bounce on the robot's head, but that's fine. Kind of even that. Now here, once again, the boost doesn't speed me up, but it does get rid of these enemies for me, which is nice. I can shoot them into the other enemies, get rid of them as well. And a quick step at a very specific time there, otherwise I will hit a trigger that will, once again, set my speed at a specific speed that will make me so slow that I wouldn't be able to jump up where I did just now. And with a well-aimed laser, can I get down there? And of course, in order to get that laser there, I first have to do a ramp jump over those gigantic piles of blocks. But that went quite well. Good Act 3. A lot of stuff going on in Planet Wisp, not a lot of downtime to explain things, but hopefully. So far, things seem to be going quite well. Here I do actually have to take the full complement ramp in order to make it to the next part of the stage. Can I grab that laser, slide on it there? Need to actually make sure I slide right on time. Otherwise, those walls have some very wonky collision that will just stop me in place. Then I'm gonna ricochet my laser off of this wall in order to get up here. And there we go. Good Act 4. Good morning, Arctic. Act 5 is incredibly short, once again. Common theme in the worlds that there's usually a bunch of really short acts in between the longer ones, just to have some extra filler. This one is made even shorter by the fact that I had boost at the start. Normally boost is really scarce in here, so you have to go out of your way to go to a lower path and kill a robot for some boost. But you can say shave off an extra few seconds, because you do actually have enough boost in order to take the upper path, which is quite nice. Brings us already to the final act of Planet Wisp, and this one is the scariest one of all. Because I'm gonna be jumping into a 2D section early in a little bit. And this will get me further into the 2D section, but if I don't make it quite as far as I plan, then I might have to land on some rotating, some moving platforms right there. Fortunately, I stuck the landing anyway, even though I didn't make it quite as far as I wanted to. But yeah, it's very easy to just either land in between the platforms or hit the robot there. One of the more common deaths in the run. Not in this run though. And then this last 2D section is a gigantic pain in the ass, so I'm just gonna skip all of it by using Spike on the wall. There we go. Now this boss might look familiar. And just like the first boss, as a matter of fact even faster, it is gone. Now after you hit him once, he actually goes into an attack that will make him invulnerable for a little while. But before he does that attack, he is vulnerable for a single frame. So as long as you make sure that you are in Spike Wisp form, in front of his face, on that frame, it will automatically hit him right away. And there we go. Got a really nice quick kill. Ah, relaxing aquarium park time, but not really, because this first stage features a quite intense skip. Let's see if I can get it. I'm gonna be trying to land out of bounds on a little strip of grounds before there is just nothing. Let's see. There we go. Slightly out of bounds right now. Gonna jump around an invisible wall there. Now I'm in 3D in the 2D section. And in 3D, Sonic actually moves significantly faster. They kind of hamper the amount of speed you can get in 2D sections in order, because you can't see what's coming up as well, which makes sense. But because of that, if you can take your 3D physics into a 2D section, you do actually have quite a lot of speed to work with. And of course, only the actual parts of the 2D section are solid, so walls and everything I can just kind of go towards there, purely there for graphics purposes. I meant to get rid of all of my boosts at the end of the last stage. Because this stage, as you can see, is rather scary when you do have boosts, and not that much faster at all. But we good. I barely survived. We in there. I almost died, but fortunately I got stuck on the ledge. I managed to homing attack a robot right afterwards. Scary aquarium park so far, but everything's going quite well. And now here we do actually have some underwater movements, which is usually quite slow, unfortunately. While this is one of the better games when it comes to Sonic's underwater movements, it is still definitely much slower than normal movement. Fortunately, you do have the infinite jump underwater, making it rather easy to get where you need to go. Robot was rather rude there. Just ran out of boost at the wrong time. And fortunately, while we do have more underwater movement coming up, I can actually use drill underwater as well. And this stage has drill. So that makes Act 3 the only aquarium park act with kind of bad underwater movement. For the rest of this, we'll just be using drill. And in Act 6, I'll be using a lot of momentum tricks in order to make the start of it underwater quite a lot faster. Shout out to drill. Go. Slow to get here. And now this guy you normally meet at the start if you go the normal way, but I kind of went the back road. Alright, if you quick step at the right time, you can get 2 of those boost capsules, but it is very tricky to get. You don't have a lot to work with in terms of cues for it, so you kind of either gotta quick step and a hope, or try to time it out. Avoid this guy's lasers for a while until you get to the end. We're gonna meet him again in Terminal Velocity, where he is gonna be a bit more dangerous, but for the most part just as uninteresting. Alright, another bouncy level coming up here, but the very start of it can be skipped with a lot of nice platforming. Of course, everything below me is a death pit, so let's not get into those. Even though this is a rather slow bouncy stage, I do particularly like this one. The platforming in it is really fun, and music is good. At the end, you do have a large section where you just kind of go up, but this gives me time to just bounce around to the rhythm in a bit. If there's any donations, that would be a good time.
Nope, no such luck.
That's a shame.
I'd say it's slower than that, unfortunately. Especially because it's kind of the ass hour of the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Kinda graveyard shift kinda type. Alright. Stomp right down onto that spring. Oh. Kind of mistimed that air dash, unfortunately. But yes, the air dash gives you an insane amount of momentum underwater. So you can use that to get around quite easily. Make sure to destroy 3 of those fish that contain boost on my way here, so that I get the maximum amount of boost when I get here. And then I'm gonna get to a part with a hover, and quite a scary little 2D section coming up, followed by another 3D and 2D skip. Funnily enough, this 2D section is actually much scarier and more likely to kill you than the actual skip is. Skip is one of the easier ones in the run. Just kinda land on this upper platform right here. Do the boost jump to get closer, get hover, and then I'm gonna allow me to get high enough in order to get over an invisible wall right into the upcoming 3D section. This also skips quite a long fight sequence, so not only do you get to skip this final 2D section of underwater, but a long fight as well. Really easy to skip for a lot of time again. Very nice. At no point does the game intend you to have 3D physics underwater either, so having the underwater infinite jump in combination with 3D physics can get you pretty much anywhere you want to go, which will come up later in Asteroid Coaster as well. That is, of course, anywhere you want to go until you drown. So don't drown, go fast. This boss is very similar to the Sweet Mountain one, except it's underwater. Just get the drill wisp while on the boat section, and then drill him rather than attacking him. Down here. Drill wisp is always in the same one. It's in this white rocket right there, the second one. You gotta make sure that that white rocket doesn't break on the final capsule or on your face, because otherwise you will not get the wisp. So just make it run into something else. Get him in the butt. And we're in there. Ah. 5 worlds done. 1.5 to go. And the last real world is Asteroid Coaster. There's a few other scrollers in here with these roller coaster sections. Of course, you can also kind of, I don't know, negate the loss of physics in these roller coasters by jumping and staying in place somehow. Don't worry about it, it's space. Ah. Fortunately, that is the only roller coaster I will have to take until X6. There would be another one coming up, but I'm about to skip that one entirely, as well as a 2D section and a section with a new wisp called Frenzy. It's one of the most significant skips, but it really doesn't feel like it because of how easy it is. You just jump over an invisible wall that is really not high enough, and then you boost in order to get to the next place. Now, this skip, however, saves only 5 seconds and is quite a lot harder. You kind of go out of your way here in order to avoid a 2D trigger, giving me 3D physics in this 2D section, which is scary because gravity shenanigans. At really high speeds, but I got it, so it's all good. Very nice, Act 1. And now we will finally actually see these wisp that we were supposed to meet in the previous stage, Frenzy Wisp. It doesn't really have any use until now, really. But Frenzy just kind of goes on a rampage, but it also has a really nice jump attack with a lot of momentum, so if you use that on an already really steep upward ramp, you can get quite a lot of air out of it. Allowing me to skip the first 2D section right there and just go straight to those springs. Do need a little bit of boost, so I went out on my way to pick up boost capsule. And now we get to the hardest skipping the game. Another 3D and 2D. With a lot of inverted gravity shenanigans. Let's hope I can get it. Here we go. Alright, landed on the strip of ground. Slightly out of bounds. Or another invisible wall. Land on this thing upside down. Get into the right gravity field. And there we go. Land right on top of the goal ring. Very nice. Always feels good to get that one. Alright, don't blink for this one. Shortest stage to run. Get him. And the shortest stage in the run is followed by the most intense, burning sensation of a speedrun stage in a run. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. It's just... perfect stage.
So exciting that you think I could read a couple of donations?
Yeah, go for it.
I was wanting to do that earlier, but I tried to open a bag of mints and then they exploded everywhere, so I was like, fuck, find the
Yeah.
mints.
Very nice.
So I was too busy trying to find the mints to read donations.
Actually, real quick, I am actually gonna come up on another skip soon, so...
Okay,
But
yeah,
after that is after the boss is Terminal Velocity, which is like 3 minutes of donation reading, so you can save it until that.
Okay.
Anyway, just gotta get this laser at the right height here, which will kill all of those robots in one go. Got the God laser, there we go. And now we have a nice little trick called the Frognog Special, which is funny, because he has, you know, he didn't find it, nor has he ever successfully pulled it off. But he has filled it in hilarious ways. Supersonic speed! There we go. Only able to do that skip because you have boost at the start of the stage, which is only possible in X Shuttle, making it really hard to practice. But it's fortunately not that hard to skip. But yeah, shoutouts to Frognog getting a trick named after him that he just never successfully pulled off.
That's bullshit. I can't get tricks named after me even if I really like them. You guys just gave him that one. That's not fair.
Yep. I mean, we didn't have a name for it for the longest time. It was like, oh right, this guy keeps failing this in hilarious ways, so, you know, might as well.
That guy, it's his trick now.
It's his trick now. Alright, so, by doing a nice boost and a stomp onto that little pogo pole that will otherwise send me like way upwards, I can actually clip through the wall. I'm gonna use that dive section in order to get 3D physics back, because I can't really get too many places with 2D physics. Of course, I'm also still underwater, so I have as many jumps as I need, and just like that, you're already at the goal ring, skipping the entire rest of the stage. That's how it goes for you. Rather broken. And the boss is no different. Just gonna hit him 6 times right here. Which will make him drop a rocket. And this rocket you're supposed to use during the 2D section in order to skip the entire 2D section altogether and just go back to 3D where you can hit him way more. Instead, I'm actually gonna use it on the actual boss itself, which you're not supposed to do. And then right after it, I'm gonna stomp. And that extended stomp hitbox will just kinda, you know, hit the inside of his hitbox, messing up his entire AI. The portals will not despawn. He will drop spike balls right on top of himself. Well, I don't even know if he gets hit by the spike balls or not, because he might just body himself because his AI is weird, but long story short, he bodies himself. So I don't have to do it for him. Best boss in the game right there. Which brings us to Terminal Velocity, which is pretty much just 2.5 minutes. I think. Might even be more than that. But yeah, of automated running. And the only section I really have to watch out for is right at the end. So, donations, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Argent donated $20 saying, I heard disappointed about the lack of donations. We can't have that. Thank you, Argent. Ryvok donated $4 saying, this donation goes for the Knuckles run in Sonic 3 and Knuckles because he needs to chuckle once for a while. Great stream and I hope the best for y'all. Thank you very much. And Icefire donated $100. That's ridiculous.
Another
$100 with the comment, speed fast, gaming run.
Yes.
An eloquent man.
I agree with that donation.
Thank you a lot, Icefire. That's ridiculous.
Holy crap. A lot of hundos being dropped all of a sudden. That's awesome.
I know, right?
Thank you very much.
And just got another $10 donation from Kick-Ass Pancake saying, put it towards a fun incentive. Fun incentive. And that's going towards the TAS.
TAS is pretty fun.
The TAS is ridiculous. It's amazing.
Freedom Planet TAS is just nuts. I love it.
The game doesn't make sense, and it makes even less sense when you apply inhuman inputs to it.
Exactly. So yo,
it doesn't even look like a video game anymore. It looks like this weird fever dream.
Pretty much. So yo, if you remember this guy from Crying Park Act 4, yeah, he is back. I do have to manage my boost pretty carefully here because in a little bit he is actually gonna go off screen while still shooting his lasers, so I can no longer see where they're coming from. And the only way I can, you know, reliably avoid the lasers by staying ahead of them. Gotta preserve my boost for that, and defeat these robots to get like a little bit of extra. Should be just enough. This is also the only part of the stage that you can actually speed up. The rest is always the same speed. Although you do lose, I think you do lose a frame every time you quick step. Just silly. That might not be true, but I felt like that was the case when I was ILing it. Because that's like the only way you can lose time during the supersonic version of that. Just quick step. Anyway, not important. Boss, right now, right here. Boss, hi. So this boss always starts with a cube attack. After that you can homing attack him once for some damage, then boost into him for some extra damage. And now he can do either laser or spike. I wanted to do laser because that will allow me to get the optimal pattern in the following two attacks. Time-wise, laser and spike really don't make that much of a difference. There we go. Now he's gonna go behind me, he's gonna do two attacks. It's gonna be either spike, cube, laser, or a combination of cube and laser and a combination of cube and spikes. Needless to say, the combination attacks are the worst because they're slow, and I just got one. And a single cube. Single cube is still slower than spike and laser, but better than cube spikes. Ideally, you want laser as your second attack as well, because for some reason he skips an animation whenever he goes back in front of you, whenever you use laser there. So, just a little bit of extra fast. And these last three attacks are always spikes, followed by a large cube maze, followed by some lasers. After which we homing attack him once more, and then we can do a big combination attacks with the cube wisp. I mean, all of the wisps, and surely that power is not all coming from the cube wisp, even though it's the best one. There we go. Let's pretend it's Cube Wisp though. Cube Wisp is all powerful. All these other guys are just here for shits and giggles. Just want to share in the glory of Cube Wisp. And bam! Got him. That's the boss done. Funnily enough, that's not the run done, because they had to put a very cinematic last stage at the end of it. The stage that you cannot speed up in any way whatsoever. The time for this is always going to be 28.9 unless you're dumb and you die, so let's not be dumb. Time is coming up though, so be prepared.
Right, yes, okay, ready.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Very cinematic explosion right here. Oh yeah. And time.
49:20.
I have no. Oh, yo, that is a 41 in-game time. That is insanely good.
Nice. Very well done.
That is within a minute of record. That's insane. The record in this game is stupidly optimized. I'm like trying to shave off 7 seconds right now in order to get my final wall time.
Very
yes,
good.
Thank you very much.
And because the Game Land Showcase donation incentive got met,
Yeah.
you know, go ahead with that.
Yes, we're gonna do that. Some sloppy parts here and there, and I think I missed like one skip. Yeah, Sweet Mountain 2, I missed. 4150 is insane. Thank you guys. But yeah. Alright, so this is Gameland. This is what you get when you actually bother to collect everything there is to collect in this game, which is mostly like a bunch of red rings. Funnily enough, you don't actually need the S ranks for it. S ranks don't unlock anything, they're just kind of there for shits and giggles. But yeah, other than that, you need to get all the collectibles throughout the stages, which unlocks all of the Gameland stages, which in turn allows you to well, do some fun stages and unlock the get the Chaos Emeralds to unlock Supersonic. But yeah. Oh, apparently I have not even completed every single Gameland stage in this file, but that's fine, I do have them all unlocked. I'm gonna show off one stage per Gameland world. Of course, there's 7 for all the Chaos Emeralds, and 1 representing each world. Now, there are some other things that are a factor in here, for instance the speed thing. You can actually put the speed at 1, which will make Sonic move insanely slow, but of course, just put it at full speed. And yeah, let's show off some Gameland stages. Now the first thing you will probably notice is this gigantic red ball right behind me. Now that is actually a second Sonic that I can switch to. And in this stage I am going to be using it in a little bit to store a laser on him, because that Sonic will have his own boost bar and his own rings and his own wisps. This is not actually useful until later in the stage, so let's get there. These loops and whatnot and these scripted segments in Gameland stages do look quite slow, unfortunately. It's one of the only downsides to them, I find personally, because otherwise the design in them is quite interesting and actually a lot different from the normal stage design in the game. But yeah. Switching there between these two Sonics to store a second laser on the other Sonic. And I'm gonna miss the second shot because I'm a dumb. That's fine. Now the gold ring takes a while to activate because whenever you beat your third Gameland stage, you get a Chaos Emerald, and it has to put that on display a bit. But since you can get them on anyone, all of the gold rings just have a bit of a delay. But it does allow you to mess around with them, because I also have glitchy ring pixels that just keep spawning rings. Oh, hang on. Let me restart this one. This is essentially the Sonic version of VR Mission, yeah. Now here I am going to be using the... There we go. The swap feature for a different reason, because the swapping to the different Sonic actually gives you a little bit of... a height boost, which is quite nice. Alright. So those things will squash you in one go. But yeah, that'll allow you to kind of reach places you otherwise wouldn't. It's quite useful. The second Sonic allows for quite a bunch of unique strats, and even a unique glitch that will show off in the 5th world of Gameland. But first we are going to be doing this stage, and some of these stages are actually based on classic Sonic stages. I don't know the layouts of classic Sonic stages well enough to know all of them, but this one should be easy enough to recognize for most people. So let's show this one off, shall we? This is of course good old Scrap Brain. Oh boy. Hit my head. Of course, they can't actually use all of the same mechanics as the classic Sonic games, so they just kinda alter some stuff in order to make it work for this game. Also, bowling or billiard balls for some reason. I don't know. They decided to add those in Game Lands for some reason. They hurt a lot. But yeah, now you kind of know what kind of stuff Gameland has to offer, and you can actually combine those for some pretty insane strats. This stage right here probably has my favorite strats in the entirety of Gameland. We're gonna once again store a laser on the second Sonic. And I'm gonna use the laser, switch to get some extra height, use the other laser, ricochet off those lasers, and then get all the way up there. Skipping all of the platforming you would have to do right there. There's a lot of platforming in the stage, and you skip almost all of it with that strat. It's insane. I love it. And like I said, it also has an exclusive glitch, which is both awesome and a pain in the ass, because the glitch can be quite hard to time. Because the switching of the Sonics does have a cooldown. But the cooldown is just enough that I am able to do this. Infinite wall jump and ever so slowly gain height. Now, in order to get the most out of that trick, you do have to time like pretty much every input in it at the right time. But yeah, that allows me to just skip the entire stage and go over the top. Fortunately, it's only, or maybe unfortunately, because while it is a cool trick, but it's a pain in the ass. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. But yeah, it's only useful in that stage. Now, Gameland 6 is kind of known for its stupidly hard stages, and this one is mostly because of the opening, because if you mistime your jump and homing attack like that, you instantly die. Also, there's a lot of death pits, but yeah. Oh boy. I gotta kind of bait the bees into coming here first. Then I need to go back in order to let them get close enough. And I need to time my double jump just right in order to hit the bees, but not homing attacks the electric enemies. There we go. That will allow me to get over there without having to use a slow hover or anything. And then by exiting those little bits of water just right, I can skip some more hover nonsense, while hopefully avoiding dying. Dying is quite easy on this this Gameland world. Every single one of them, the World 6 stages, are incredibly difficult. Which is very nice to have at the other category for this game, all Chaos Emeralds. Where of course you have Gameland right at the end, with one of the hardest Gameland worlds, like right at the end of Gameland itself. But yeah. Let's see, for Gameland 7, let's show off this one. This one really tests your drill usage underwater and actually making sure you don't hit the breakable blocks. There's a bunch of really tight drill mazes. But these ones are fine, and They're as fast as you just drill through the blocks, but with a lot of them, not so much. Oh boy. Probably one of the hardest stages in Gameland to optimize, just because of how, I don't know, how different the movement is to anything else in the game. Bounce on some robot heads, if I can. Robot head, thank you. Yeah, let's look at these capsules that drop multiple wisps. But yeah. That maze especially is incredibly hard to avoid, because the gaps are just so tight. Barely had enough drill left. But yeah, that is Gameland. Some pretty unique gameplay for Sonic Colors. I do like how different they are from everything else in the game.
Alright, thank you.
Sonic Colors.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. That was really good.
Thank you. That was very nice running here. Expect a donation from me later, by the way. 'Cause, I do want to help get my boys to SGDQ.
I know, right? I need to like buy Revo some bread in person. Deserves the bread.
Yes.
Get him the bread, people.
He find like the bread that he never got. Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna go to intermission now.
Alright, sounds good.
Bye.